Thank you, Raimonds, for being here with us. You're a representative of the University of Latvia, and you are also representative of one of the case studies in the Bonus BaltCOAST project. What is the main idea of your case study?
Well, our case study actually is a little bit different as for other partners, because we are really looking not on very practical, very concrete problem issue at the coastal territory, but kind of general coastal governance issue as such. We have 500 kilometers of coastal zone, and we have 16 municipalities there. Most of them are rural ones, comparatively small ones, and having a long stretching coastal border. For example, Salzgiva case, they have 55 kilometers. That means one municipality having maximum 9,000 inhabitants is possessing 10% of Latvian coastal area and territory. And obviously there's not enough resources, finances, human resources, whatever professional capacities, governance instruments, etc., really to take care of such a long, comparatively diverse coastal territory. And so it means that municipalities and main stakeholders are not really taking regular systemic decisions on coastal management issues. And this is also based on that fact that at a local level, at municipal level, there's definitely missing information. It's also missing to some extent, for sure, at national level, since we don't have really full-scale coastal monitoring, for example.
And so communication with your stakeholders plays a big role then in your project. And who are the stakeholders?
Yeah, that's always the case of stakeholders, definitely. In our particular project case, Salzgiva municipality has a quite unique situation actually compared to other municipalities, not only at the coast but the whole Latvia, having a number of examples and instruments of stakeholder involvement. And in many cases they are quite active and quite satisfactory. So this is, from this point of view, also a very good advantage for our project if we can do it together with municipality, having such particular interesting cases we can apply for coastal relation. Because, which is strange, a municipality, as I said, is located along 55 kilometers of coastal border. Actually, it's stretched only along the border, and those also bottom-up activities or stakeholder activities are not so much connected with coastal issues. There are a number of activities taking place. We've been analyzing whole data bank of available projects. Local ones, regional ones, international ones, etc. And coastal issues are not central ones.
So you cooperate with the mayor of the municipality, or who is involved?
Yes, definitely with the mayor, first of all. I mean with municipality leadership, planners, specialists. Very important is, of course, in whatever municipal situation we're working, general environmental management or coastal management, openness and interest of mayor to cooperate is a key issue always, whatever. And of course we are looking for all kind of other stakeholders, particularly speaking, of course, about inhabitants being represented in different kind of forms, like consultative council of use.
The systems approach framework is also applied to your case study. How is it implemented? So specifically the modeling part when it comes to governance issues?
Yeah, that's a difficult question actually. We've been discussing today in the meeting as well. That goes not so smooth because of the basic approach. In the same time, of course, when we speak about governance, we also speak about social ecological system. We look at the coast anyway at social ecological system. So we use all elements, basic sustainability dimensions, nature, social environment, economic environment, and governance environment as such as well. So we can model general processes at the coast, including governance element itself. In our case, using this conceptual model we have developed based on SAF for our particular municipality and governance case, we came up to 40 main parameters we are in need basically to know in order to make informed decisions.
Looking to the stakeholders, what is their main concern?
Yes, stakeholders, as always, at all municipalities, at all local levels, of course, first of all interested in social issues. However, nowadays we of course know that at the coastal territories, also coastal problems and climate change elements, etc., definitely impact also social issues, economic issues. It's not only nature impact or coastal erosion or whatever we normally used to think of. So that means this is a good link and good possibility how to combine it, because interest on coastal territory is neither really well developed by local stakeholders, neither facilitated to be developed from national level stakeholders, I mean.
So what will be the main outcome of your case study?
In our case would be something like this. We would like to have municipal coastal monitoring program to be developed, both with involvement of municipality leadership and specialists, and bottom up with citizen science approach, to have a minimum different parameters which we can get, whatever not depending on coastal researchers. First of all, then based on this information, it would be important for local municipality to have a kind of joint picture on a situation at the coast and the changing different parameters which could be normally and simply understood by all stakeholders. And that means we're going together design a kind of thematic coastal status and governance report as a kind of regular material to be designed maybe even almost every year based on this monitoring data. And then of course the question is how to transfer this information to be put together in this report into the decision-making process. And first of all, it is in relation with mandatory local municipal planning. And this means we are thinking of integration of this information and knowledge into local municipal development plans and municipal spatial territorial planning.
Do you have a kind of symbol or keyword for your case study?
Yes, actually we have quite a several of ones suggested and proposed and used in local discussion by stakeholders. But when we come to kind of one and general uniting all of them, it's a very simple one: collaboration. Very, very simple, and it's very powerful. And since there are some examples when it worked, so people are more eager and more interested to go on. Of course, everything is not perfect and white. It's always a kind of problems, but collaboration is a key.
So it's more shaking hands at the end. So
definitely.
thank you.
And smiling and communicating.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.